Today we're going to be talking about how wide receivers can run routes off of steps. Now, something that all wide receivers need to know is how to run routes off of steps. So I'm sure you know a lot of you guys watching this are middle school wide receivers, high school wide receivers, and your route tree or your playbook is like, hey, you're going to go run a 10-yard curl. Hey, you're going to go run an 8-yard post. Now, whenever it's against zone coverage, especially when you get to the next level, I'm talking the collegiate level, most of your routes, probably 99% of your routes, are going to be off of steps. And not just like you're running downfield going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's going to be off of outside steps and inside steps. So we're going to teach you how to do exactly that today with 3 specific routes. So the first route is going to be a hitch route. So just a simple 5-yard hitch, but let me backtrack here a second. The whole reason that you run routes off of steps is for timing with the quarterback, especially at the next level. Everything's based off of timing. A quarterback at the next level, a collegiate quarterback, is getting the ball out of his hands on a prescribed drop, on a prescribed play, because he doesn't have that much time. He's got freaking killers on the defensive line trying to take his head off, and he's got to get the ball out. He's not staring at, okay, is the receiver at 5 yards? All right, let me throw it. He's throwing it at a specific time, and it's our job to be there. So that's why we run routes off of steps. It helps with timing. So let's talk about a 5-yard hitch route. So usually this hitch route is going to be off of something called your second inside step. So let's say, for example, the quarterback is lined up over here to my left, right? So my left foot is up. That is going to be my inside foot. So I'm only counting the steps off the ball with the steps that I take with my inside foot, if that makes sense. So I come off the ball, set, go. That's my outside foot. I don't count this one in my head. I don't have that step count in my head for this one. That's 1. Don't count that one, that's 2, and that is when I'm going to throttle down, brake, and then sit right there. Now, usually that should take you up to about 6 to 5 yards, and the quarterback expects us to get there in 2 inside steps, 4 steps total, and that's when that ball is going to be thrown. It is all timing based. So again, guys, I'm going to walk through it, then I'm going to show you a full speed example of this route. But we come off, set, go, that's 1, that's 2, I drop, and then I'm out. So guys, I'm going to show you how this should look full speed. Now, before we get into that full speed example, you guys, if you're a wide receiver and you would like to train with us this off season, we're coming out to 10 more states across the U.S. for 2-day-long QB and wide receiver training camps. We're going to be coming out to Dallas, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, Buffalo, New York, Atlanta, Georgia, Houston, Texas, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Detroit, Michigan, Boise, Idaho, and Los Angeles, California. So guys, if you're local to one of those cities or would like to travel out to one of those cities to train with myself and my staff, check out that very first link in the description below. That's where you can get all the information and how you can sign up to work with us. 2 days of training, 8 hours total, small groups who are actually coaching you guys up and helping you get better. So again, very first link in that description below. Let's get back to this video. Now, another common route, especially at the high school level too, and especially the college level, is a 10-yard speed out where you're running the route off of your 3rd inside step, aka a 6-step out route. So this route's going to be off of a speed cut, but this is why I want to talk to you guys about running this off of steps, because a lot of times what receivers will do is that they'll run routes like, let's say I'm coming off the ball and the DB is where like the camera is right now, and I come off the ball. What are we trying to make the DB think I'm doing? We're running a fade, right? We're trying to get him to backpedal, open up his hips, turn, make him think we are running deep. A lot of receivers, because they're looking at yardage, they're not counting their steps. They haven't practiced counting steps. They don't have that step rhythm in their head. They'll run and then they start to slow down because they look down. Their arms stop, their stride stop. So running routes off of steps is also going to make you a better route runner and will help you sell vertical on your routes. Now, let's say it's press coverage, right? Let's say I got a DB who's right in front of my face in press. That's when it turns into a landmark break, aka a yardage break. But you have to be able to do both as a receiver. If he's in press, I'm not going to be able to give him a move. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then cut. You're going to have to get to the landmark. You have to be able to do both, but against zone coverage, every route should be ran off of steps. So this 10-yard speed out, this 6-step out route is going to be off of my 3rd inside step, right? We're going to show some routes later on outside steps, but I want to make sure you guys understand this. So the hitch route was off my 2nd inside, so really you're just taking 1 more inside step. So set, go, I come off the ball. I don't count that foot. Remember, my quarterback is to my left. That's my 1st inside, 2nd inside. 3rd inside is the speed cut. That should take me to about 8 yards, I would say, and that's going to round me up to that 10-yard break. Because remember, a speed cut is almost like a rounded cut. You're not drifting away, but you're rounding it so you don't lose any speed out of the break. And that is going to be off of my 3rd inside step. So I'm going to show you how this is going to look full speed. Now, this next route we're going to be going over is something called a bang 8 post. So this is another route that's very, very important for you to run it off of steps, for you to be fluid with the steps, not thinking too much while you're counting your steps and slowing yourself down, because the quarterback is throwing this thing on time. He's probably throwing this as early as he could throw a route. So a bang 8 is like a quick, skinny post from the outside, right? You're lined up on maybe like the bottom of the numbers. You're breaking. It's around, I would say, 8 to 10 yards. It's not why they call it a bang 8. They call it a bang 8 because on the route tree, an 8 is a post, 9's a fade, obviously, right? So an 8's a post. They call it a bang 8 because it's there right off the break. The quarterback is going to set go, takes the snap, 1, 2, 3, out of his hands, right on the third step. It's probably as early as he could throw a pass. He is taught when we break to have the ball already be halfway there, and that ball hits us right in the chest. So we have to make sure we are getting to the spot he needs me to get to at the exact time he is expecting me to get there. So usually a bang 8 is off of your third outside step. So I come off the ball, say the quarterback is over here to my left foot's my inside foot, my right foot's my outside foot. Set go, I come off the ball. I count that step, that's 1. This is why it's important also, we don't have any false steps out of my stance. A lot of receivers stand very tall, and this back foot, or this front foot I should say, will go here, and their first outside step is like half a step off the ball because they took a false step. Guys, you have to make sure we have weight onto my front leg. My knee is even with the middle part of my front foot so I don't take a false step. So my first step is actually getting me off the ball. So that's 1. I don't count that. That's 2. Don't count that. 3, I break, snap my head around, ball is right there. So I'm gonna show you how this bang 8 post should look off of your third outside step, full speed. Now, before we get into that full speed example of a bang 8 post, you guys, if you're a wide receiver and you would like a daily training schedule that you could follow, check out that second link in the description below for our ultimate wide receiver training package. What you'll get access to is a 2-month-long on-field workout schedule where we break down on-field drills you should do. We give you the exact sets and reps. We give you a video example of each drill, and then you'll get a 2-month-long gym workout schedule that you can do where we give you the exact gym exercises, sets and reps. Monday you're doing this, Tuesday you're doing that, combined with the field workout. Also, what we include in there is a 4-week speed developing workout plan so you can get fat, help you get faster, more explosive, lighter on your feet, and we also include an ultimate college football recruiting guide. So I break down the entire recruiting process and how you can get recruited as a wide receiver. So if you want to check out our ultimate wide receiver training package, check out that second link in the description below. Let's get back to this route.